Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to a new TEW2020 video. You join us for our third ever Fight for the Fallen, and we have a good opportunity here to build some real momentum into All Out, and as we are about to head into our fourth year in the save. Just a little nosy there at previous Fight for the Fallens. First year we had Miro challenge Hangman for the World Championship, and then last year's we saw Eddie Kingston defeat Bryan Danielson to retain the AEW World title. That World Championship is on the line in the main event tonight as Cody Rhodes challenges Adam Cole for the big prize. But we've got a few events to go before we get to All Out, so believe it or not, this is actually, for me, quite story driven, this show. So I'm really looking forward to it. Well, obviously with the money situation, we've got all the props out there to try and boost the rating. If you haven't been following on social media, because fair enough, I do book quite in advance, because obviously there's a lot of tapings in between and I just hammer the shows out, have a lot of fun offline, and then obviously the pay-per-views and events bring to you guys and girls on YouTube. Now at roster about 265 on it, and that's just the main roster, but don't get me wrong, I'd say approximately probably 70-80% of them are open contracts, just people we bring in, give them an opportunity, see what they're like. You can use them as enhancement talent, or we can use them as somebody we can push, let them work elsewhere, get our skill set up. Like the likes of Wardlow was still having an open contract just so he could work with Impact, to allow him to get his psychology set up. The problem is, they went medium and started stealing my development workers because I wasn't getting anything notifications that they were being poached. So we have lost a few of the younger talents in that, but it lets them go out and wrestle. And if I'm still playing the save in 2027, because well, it's taking me a year to get to 2024, a year real lifetime, and the amount of shows I'm booking, it might take a while to get to that next 2027, but the roster's stacked anyway, and we'll take what comes our way. We're going to be the Mid-South. We'll be trying to tackle the 50,000 we had at the City of Manchester Stadium last year. I think it's roughly about that. And of course, Arlington, Texas the year before. We're on the AEW Plus network, we're on Dish Network, main event is Shaw Direct. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fight for the Fallen 2024. So we managed to get 81,481 at the Jones AT&T Stadium. We're still going on with this MJF and John Cena feud, basically saying, you know, they're going to come down to one more match, obviously All Out. Can MJF win the big one on the big stage over John Cena? Can John Cena show he still has it? They're talking about being the best in the world. Then CM Punk comes out and says, been away a while, just having nothing for him, just say he was recording heels or something. I'm back in. If there's any discussion for best in the world, then surely I've got to be involved. And then out comes Shawn Michaels, who says, I've been gone as well for a little bit, resting up. But HBK still got a couple of good matches left in him, and still has to deserve to be in not just the best in the world conversation, but the GOAT conversation. So it was just a segment to get the likes of MJF, CM Punk, Cena and Michaels all in the one segment. Obviously MJF's had stuff with Shawn Michaels before. I don't think I've booked him and Punk. This is a problem when you've got such a big roster and booked about 300 odd shows. You forget who's mangled with who, but I'm pretty sure those two have never went head to head. But just building up again for MJF, John Cena in just over 5 weeks in game time, and a cheeky 100 segment for that one as well. Straight into match action, and we had the Lucha Underground Trios Championship on the line, and with a decent matchup here. The House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews and Brody King defeated Dark Order members 10, John Silver and Alex Reynolds, in 12:03 when Malachi Black pinned Alex Reynolds with an Awari Death foot stomp. Second defence of the AEW Lucha Underground Trios title for the House of Black. A very respectable 70 performance, that's good. So Brody is slowly getting there. 10 was in a good position over this. I just feel like his psychology was letting him down, so I'm hoping putting him in with Reynolds and Silver can help grow that. But as of course the House of Black who reign supreme. And we get some words from them after it. They just say the house always wins. Keep bringing forward trios and we will beat them down. 63, simple and effective. Then moved on to the Lucha Underground Championship, and A-Kid has been defending the Gift of the Gods Championship by defeating Walter on various occasions, because Walter had a promise to put him over. This put him in a prime spot to have enough defences to challenge Penta for the Lucha Underground title. And unfortunately he did not win here. He loses in 12:55 with the Fear Factor, given a first defence for Penta. At 75 though, 2 good performances despite Penta being off his game. It's good to give Penta something to do here in that Lucha Underground division. We have a few words from Anna Jay. So this match has made pay-per-view. I was kind of thinking, do I put it in pay-per-view or just have it on Rampage? But yeah, Tay-Conti turned on her. She just basically lost the nut and just started attacking Anna Jay. And Anna Jay here just says she doesn't know what's getting to Tay-Conti, but she's going to show that she is still got a place in AEW, and she wants to just show the world, you know, she'll take care of Tay-Conti and then get herself back in championship contention. She hopefully will get to the bottom of why Tay has done what she's done. 46. Match itself was okay, decent reaction, subpar wrestling. Tay-Conti defeats Anna Jay in 12:53 with a handful of tights. Decent matchup, 56 overall, 49 for Anna, 55 by Tay. It's a weird one because of obviously how long we're into the mod now. Anna Jay has like a fantastic psychology stat for her skill level, and Tay has decent technical ability, so hopefully the two of that together made something pretty decent here. They're both kind of similar in overness in the low 50s, so we need to work on that. But a good match up here, and gives us a very vicious heel in the form of Tay-Conti, and she picks up the dub. Moving along, we had the 0x Championship on the line. All these matches probably will have a lack of psychology until Sammy gets that stat to a good level, but it's about to hit great wrestling and good heat, and Sammy Guevara defeated Bandido in 14:20 with a 6:30. Third defence of the AEW 0x Championship title, 81 overall, Sammy win 88, and that lack of psychology probably cost that from being a little bit higher. Moving along, we had Bryan Danielson of the Danielson Dojo just saying he's been saying for weeks he wants someone to come out and fight him. He's going to show just how good the Danielson Dojo is. John Moxley comes out and says, well, I did warn you. He says, you know, you might run this pack of guys. I go alone. And you know what, I'm feeling here that I could turn around and I could, you know, send your ass packing basically. So 80 for the segment, and it is a John Moxley babyface turn after 6 segments. Obviously he's better as a heel, but I'm about to try Moxley as a babyface because there's future plans there. And that also gives us Moxley versus Danielson as a surprise matchup, and only got an 81. Wow. Bout had superb wrestling and great heat. Moxley defeats Bryan in 19:55 by count out. Bryan wants nothing to do with him and runs away. So 81, 89 for Danielson, 80 for Moxley. John's not the most over, he dropped to like high 70s. So let's try to build him back up, and that is the worst thing you could really see, is Bryan is getting declining physical ability. We are so screwed when Danielson is not going to be at his prime. So there's a big match planned for All Out for Bryan, and yeah, we'll be going for it. Next up, we have a decent matchup in the TBS Championship division, and it saw Thunder Rosa defeat Dakota Eve in 11:33 with La Rosa, giving her third defence of the belt. At 75, that will help the prestige of the championship. Both ladies with good chemistry together, and that lifted the match, as did Pat McAfee's colour commentary. But yep, far too early, sorry, to take the belt off Thunder Rosa, and Dakota is a fantastic contender. Might do that again one time. We say we package backstage where Sting is talking to Cody Rhodes, basically just saying, this is your chance, Cody. You can finally become world champion for AEW. You've built up everything for this moment. You can do it, and I'll be watching in the rafters. So that's a 73. You'll be watching backstage, but there's more to that. We then had the matchup anticipated between Pac and Darby Allin. I've been building this one up for a couple of weeks on Rampage, on Dynamite. Obviously it was teased at the last event. It was about to have superb wrestling and great heat. Darby Allin defeats Pac in 13:59 with a coffin drop. 78. Both guys with fantastic performances and pretty good chemistry together, but again the lack of psychology stat in both is why. This is why I was letting people go out get experience, and why we're really pushing still the likes of Bryan and Kenny, who have the psychology stat nailed down. So I was kind of hoping it would do a bit better even with the penalty, but it shows if we can get one of them over 80, then that's like, I feel like the 80 stat is the cut-off point for when that penalty comes, so if one of them gets over 80, we'll be sorted. It's in time for a wrap, as we have the number one contenders for the AEW World Tag Titles, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, cutting some rhymes, just verbally destroying Private Party ahead of this championship match at 72, very good. And the match itself, pretty good, happy with that one. Decent matchup, Private Party defeated the Acclaimed in 14:25 when Mark Quinn pinned Anthony Bowens, giving Private Party defence number 8 of the AEW World Tag Titles. Pretty good, solid run so far. Both guys into the 70s with their performances. Caster and Bowens in the 62. Yeah, reasonably happy with that one, but Private Party will go on to a next title defence before potentially facing FTR at All Out. We then have a segment in the ring with the Young Bucks. They're talking about their future plans. And out comes he. He's just like, yeah, a lot of good matches I've had. It would have been great to face these at one point, but obviously we know my tag partners are elsewhere in other companies. Having said that, welcome to AEW, Kofi. So he's got that face, just like, oh yes, Kofi's here. But yeah, just basically he confirming that Kofi is now all elite, and that we are going to see at the next event, a Mission of Justice, is going to be the Young Bucks versus Kofi and E76. Main event time. Yeah, average. Could have been better. Exceptional matchup. Adam Cole defeats Cody Rhodes in a strap match in 28-25 when Adam Cole was first to touch all four corners. Adam Cole makes the fifth defence of the world title. Both guys with pretty good chemistry. It lifted the matchup an 87 and an 86. Cody benefiting from a hot new move. 82 overall though. It was just a regular matchup to put them on. Let's see what is negative about it. Cole's poor gimmick. Could the fact it was a strap match be the reason why it was only an 82? But it was to give Cody's opportunity. Cody failed. Cody goes backstage in disgust. Cody beats the hell out of Sting. His hero, his icon, the legend, is left a bloody mess by the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, as we cut to black. 81, end of show. In 91, our show increased their popularity in 11 regions. We have a few poor Dynamites and Rampages because I've been testing things, so we have lost like small pop everywhere. It's nothing that's going to overly affect the company, but the opening segment being great, the main event being okay, and obviously all the boosts. But you can see there's a potential for stuff in the 90s, but a very, very high 80 event, it has to be said. We covered a lot from a storyline perspective, and I'm going to confirm the next event is the first week of August. That is the in between this and All Out. All Out will be the end of August in game. But our main event, well, I don't know if it's going to be the main event, but it's going to be one of the major matches. A Mission for Justice, Sting versus Cody Rhodes. Sting's retirement match in game. He's away, he's retiring after it, so we'll have that, and that's how we've set it up. I think it's great in facing somebody that idolises them so much. We're also going to have Christian Cage's retirement match, which is going to be Christian Cage and Ace versus the Hardys. And of course the Young Bucks versus E and Kofi. And that's just some of the stuff in store. I've still got 2 weeks to build to that, and then obviously after that we are going all out, no pun intended for all out. We're going to have like the CM Punk in that card, Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar, Andrade Alidolo defending the IWGP United States Championship. You know, we will have everybody, Hangman, Wyndham, possibly looking at Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega, who truly is the best in the world. But until then, thanks for watching, take care, check out the Fantasy Booker subreddit, check out the Grey Dog Software forums. See you later. Bye bye.